Sometimes all you need is a change of air. Even better if it is fresh, good air that some might call Buenos Aires. So today, I'll take you with me and my family on our last getaway trip to Buenos Aires, one of our favorite places in Latin America. To me, the capital of Argentina is the kind of place that gives you perspective to feel what has already passed and imagine what could happen in the future. It's also a happy place to me because I cherish very dearly the memories I've made there every time I got the chance to be in this place. And of course, a city could mean many different things to many different people, but today I hope to show you a little bit of the wonderful city that I see in Buenos Aires. But first, come on and have a late lunch with us. Welcome to my favorite restaurant in Buenos Aires, Casa Cavia. Here you can enjoy lunch, afternoon tea, or even dinner. It is located in the neighborhood of Palermo Chico, and Casa Cavia mixes contemporary cuisine with this timeless atmosphere provided by the architecture and the nature that surrounds this ambience. This time I had the Casa Cavia tea, a tea that is infused with grapefruit, mango, tangerine, orange and sunflower petals. And it has the perfect tone for an afternoon. I totally recommend it. We also had scones with cream cheese, dulce de leche and jam, plus a tart with strawberries and blueberries, and a chocolate cookie. And let me say, it was all as delicious as always. And to finish this late lunch / afternoon tea, I had a stracciatella bruschetta that was great. And one last thing I should mention about Casa Cavia is that its culinary philosophy is very special. It emphasizes fresh, seasonal ingredients that are all cultivated in their own urban garden. Twice a week, the chefs gather the fresh products for their own kitchen. It's always good to be back here, and surely this was a great start to our trip. Whenever I travel, I love visiting local supermarkets because I see it as a way to experience the flavors and products I probably wouldn't find elsewhere. And this time, it wasn't different. We had to stop by at a local supermarket to start our trip the right way. And now I'll quickly show you some things that I picked to try out, these 3 types of tea because I love tea, and alfajores, and of course dulce de leche that are super traditional in Argentina. And next, it was time for dinner. We went to La Querencia, a traditional Argentine restaurant in the neighborhood of Recoleta. We enjoyed the classic bife de chorizo served with rustic potatoes, pumpkin puree, roasted bell peppers, and humita. La Querencia is not a super famous restaurant, but it was our second time there, and both times it was great for us. And Buenos Aires is just like this. It is a city where delicious food is always around the corner. I love to just wander around and take in the architecture, the nature and the vibes of the city. And also, perhaps I could as a bonus find a new personal favorite restaurant in the middle of a random street. Also, the subte or metro system makes exploring super easy. We got around mostly by subway and on foot, and the metro cards are available at kioscos or lotteries near the stations where you can also recharge them. And one thing about my family and I is that we are mostly slow travelers when we get the chance to be. So to enjoy this beautiful day, we just walk through the EcoParque. And we discover things like this machine to get hot water to make your mate, a traditional tea for Argentinians. And another thing I must mention about the EcoParque is that it is a free entry park filled with flowers and trees. It is the perfect spot to find peace of mind in a relaxing walk. That's why, to me, the key to explore Buenos Aires is walking. This way, you get to see its charming streets and experience a blend of neoclassical and modern architecture. Some of our favorite spots in town we discover simply by wandering around. And that was just the case of the church of Nuestra Señora Loreto. On one of our walks we stumbled upon this church and we were lucky because inside a moment of adoration was taking place. It was the perfect opportunity for us to pause, reflect, and express our gratitude. Walking back, we also found a spot called Raviolon. We had these delicious empanadas, but you could probably find any kind of pasta you wanted. And after this, we took the time to rest and recharge because the next day, we had another walk. We went to Barrio Chino in the neighborhood of Belgrano, which is a multicultural center in Buenos Aires. Here you'll find a mix of stores filled with East Asian products mostly. It's a vibrant blend of cultures in just one neighborhood. I already mentioned that I love tea, but now you know that this was just a place for me because there were a lot of options of tea flavors that I could pick to try out. And here they are, the selection of flavors I picked out to try at home. And I also recommend trying out Melona, a Japanese popsicle that is amazing. And now our last stop in Belgrano, the Via Viva street. It is a street in Barrio Chino that combines technology, culture, and gastronomy. It is a dynamic space where you can find a lot of street food options, restaurants, bookshops, and even cat cafes. I must say that the sunset there was amazing. The Via Viva street is a little crowded, but there are options for everyone. But now it was time for us to head back and get ready to go out for dinner. That night we got to know Battelo, a restaurant that highlights the finest regional ingredients of Argentina. Like I always do when I get the chance, I had a pomelada, that is a delicious grapefruit lemonade. We had a delicious plate called the catch of the day with orange hollandaise, parsley oil, radish flakes, pickled carrots and cilantro, and we also had gambas al ajillo, shrimp and garlic. As for dessert, we had coffee, a pudding, and a pavlova. This restaurant also has a maritime-inspired decoration that makes it super cozy, and surely it was a great discovery that we made this time in Buenos Aires. The next day began with a visit to the candle shop. It's one of my mother's favorite stores in Argentina, where you can find delightful scents and diffusers and candles for any kind of ambience. Next, we stopped by FullesCabaBio in the same street. This is a wine shop that offers tastings. It is a perfect way to discover Argentinian wines. And now again, it was time for late lunch / afternoon tea. This is Tea Connection, another favorite place of mine, perfect for brunch, lunch, or tea. This time I enjoyed the Arabis tea blend with oolong marigold petals and yellow rosebuds. As a bonus, the soundtrack of this meal was a One Direction Golden Era playlist. Thank you for that, Tea Connection. And I also had a delicious matcha cheesecake with lime curd. And then it was time for one of our last stops, Distrito Arcos, which is an open-air shopping mall that is located in a renovated railway station in Palermo. And as we say it in Portuguese, to close the trip with a golden key, we enjoyed our last day in Argentina at Charquí, a restaurant located inside a hotel that offers traditional Argentine cuisine in a super relaxed setting. We had a grilled flat iron steak with creamed mashed pumpkin, carrots, and leeks, followed by a pudding and a memorable ravioli cake for dessert. And before saying goodbye to Argentina, I dedicated a few seconds of this video to appreciate some of the cute dogs that are part of Buenos Aires' day-to-day life. And just like that, it is time to say goodbye. But the bright side is, Buenos Aires is the kind of place that stays with you long after you've left it. I'm taking home the memories of the flavors, the streets, the people, and everything that I've lived here for these past few days. Así que, gracias Buenos Aires, hasta luego.